Smith and Nelson in the morning on 94.9 KISS FM.
Southgate Mall.
What they say, what they tweet, what they do, it's what's making news in the world of country music. This is the Music City 60 on 94.9 KISS FM.
Elle King saying that she stopped using her father's name, which Elle King, if you don't know, the daughter of Rob Schneider.
Still so weird.
Still such a weird thing, but she didn't use Rob Schneider's name because she wanted to succeed on her own. Said, I really care about earning things myself. Didn't want people to book me just because I was Rob Schneider's kid. I played every empty bar, played street corners until somebody heard me, and I guess somebody eventually did.
You got a pat her on the back for that, though.
Yeah.
Just the fact that she didn't want to start out with, the advantage of that.
I'm not even sure how much of an advantage that would be to be Rob Schneider's kid. Like, oh, you're the daughter of the guy from Deuce Bigelow?
That's funny. Tim McGraw tells USA Today newspaper he won't have his beard from the TV show 1883 when he tours. Tim says, when I wrapped filming my final scene at 4 o'clock on a Saturday morning, the first thing I did was go to the trailer and shave. I was so tired of that beard. As soon as I shaved and looked in the mirror, James was gone.
There it is.
I would assume referring to James Dutton, the character, not some random guy named James that was sitting in Tim McGraw's trailer. But the beard is gone.
Okay, there you go. Brandi Carlile canceled her stagecoach appearance because she has COVID. She said, quote, it finally happened. It is there. So, Brandi Carlile, of course, sold out 3 straight nights at Kettle House last year. Hoping that she recovers soon.
Kind of along that same line, Music Mayhem magazine says Chris Stapleton postponing 3 concerts because of COVID. He wrote and said, to all of our friends in London, Ottawa, and Montreal, we're sorry to let you know we're unable to perform this weekend due to a COVID case within the band and subsequent exposures. We want you all to know this was not a decision we made lightly, and we sincerely apologize to every ticket holder. I think it's just COVID's way of popping up, being like, you think concerts are back on schedule, everything's fine? Don't forget about me.
Not quite.
Don't forget about me, just randomly every once in a while.
And now, you're in the know with Nashville. Smith and Nelson's Music City 60, 94.9 KISS FM. It's Newsy and Noteworthy, and it's now on 94.9 KISS FM.
Yes, it is what's Newsy and Noteworthy for your morning, and James Corden announced last night that he is leaving the Late Late Show in a year, about a year from now. And I say good riddance. Never liked James Corden. I am ready for him to be gone. Bring back Craig Ferguson, I say. But, he said, when I started this journey, it was always going to be just that. It was going to be a journey, an adventure. Never saw it as his final destination, but he's promising to make the last year of the show the best year they've ever had.
All right. This is a story out of Tennessee where a woman recently stole a police car while she was handcuffed. She took off when officers tried to stop her because she had a broken taillight. So there you go, strike one. Pulled her over, she tried to get away. Then they caught her, handcuffed her, put her in the back of the police car, and then, I don't know, paperwork, a little conversation, whatever's going on. They left her unattended.
Oh, boy.
So when she crawled through the police car's partition, able to squeeze through and get into the front seat, fire up the vehicle, and took off, and then crashed right into one of the other police cars that was on the scene.
Man.
And she was immediately re-apprehended
there it is.
I'm free. Oh, boy.
Last year, this woman went viral after she got in trouble for intentionally coughing on an Uber driver in San Francisco. His dash cam video caught it, and it went viral. She got arrested for multiple charges. Now she's in trouble again for allegedly stealing an essential worker's identity. The victim's name is Emily. She's a cancer nurse in San Francisco, but she and this woman lived in the same building in Los Angeles for a while last fall. They never talked. They just passed in the hallway for a few times. Recently found a dozen luxury apartment buildings and car dealerships had run her credit. So she looked into it, got a phone number the person gave them, and it came back belonged to this person. She Googled her name, saw the coughing video, realized it was the same woman she'd been neighbors with, and she has apparently been using her credit to get a penthouse in Miami, where she apparently lives now.
Jeez. My goodness.
Yeah, so she's got some more charges that she is facing now.
Man. A story about a guy in Germany who's become the world's most pierced man. He's a 62-year-old computer scientist, been pierced 516 times. To go along with the horns on his forehead and the tattoos that cover almost 100% of his body. And I know, just because I know, the next question, yeah, but how many of those piercings are on his privates? Well, the answer would be 270.
That's too many.
I don't even know how you could do that many piercings. on that portion of your body. But
yes.
That's the number attached.
Really, on any part of your body.
That's also true.
But, yeah, that's pretty insane.
There you go.
This is a weird story. A YouTuber named Lucas Risotto is going viral after he made a video that shows his microwave that is trying to murder him.
I say what now?
Yeah, he's a futurist with a background in computer science. As a kid, he said his microwave was his imaginary friend named Magnetron. So he's got that going for him. He decided to finally bring that friend to life by hooking his current microwave up to artificial intelligence. And that's what he did. It went pretty well at first, kind of like talking to Alexa, until it started talking on politics, started praising Hitler. And then about 20 minutes into the video, things take a darker turn when Magnetron says he wants to show Lucas something fun, asks him to enter the microwave. The AI was not hooked up to a camera, didn't know how big that Lucas was, but he decided to play along, so he opened the door, closed it again, told Magnetron he was inside, and the microwave suddenly turned on. So it appears the AI was trying to trick him into getting in the microwave, so it cook him to death.
My goodness.
So, yeah, I mean, who knows? The YouTube video could all be a hoax, whatever it is, but, yeah, pretty wild story.
Sheesh. That's a lot there.
That is a lot there.
All right, final one. Fortune magazine has a story. It says a lot of popular snacks like Oreos, Nutella, Doritos, Coca-Cola. They're all about to get a little more expensive. Reason being, Indonesia has banned all palm oil exports.
Oh.
It says Indonesia supplies half of the world's palm oil, and half of all the packaged products sold in the U.S. contain some sort of palm oil because it doesn't have the trans fat, so it's healthier than butter and other fatty food additives.
Interesting.
So it says cosmetics, soaps, shampoos, detergents, all going to rise because of because they contain palm oil, and it's the exports are being banned.
Oh, so man,
might see prices go up a little bit on some of the things you use every day.
Good to know.
There you go, Newsy and Noteworthy for your morning with Smith and Nelson.
This spring, you get double dollars when you win cash. You've heard of seeing double, right?
Yes.
Well, we want you to hear double. Team up with a friend to make sure you get all the code words entered on our app to increase your chances of winning.
Just keep it right here.
Then when you win cash, it's $1,000 for you and $1,000 for your friend. Catch the code words at 20 past the hour. Workdays from 8 to 5. Open our app for full rules and info. Brought to you by the Advocates Injury Attorneys. You deserve an advocate.
Nelson in the morning with 94.9 KISS FM. Hang on here just a moment. Recap why Mike was out for the first few days of this week. And we'll do that right after we tell you that part of the morning is brought to you by Taco Time.
That's right. Check out the fish taco at Taco Time, filled with crispy white fish, shredded cheddar, cabbage, and salsa fresco with creamy cilantro and lime sauce. Available right now at Taco Time on North Reserve.
All right, so Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, you were out this week.
I was.
Back in action yesterday. While you were gone, I kind of said, wow, Mike had an adventurous weekend. Won't get into any of the details.
You were hyping it up while I was gone?
I wasn't hyping it up. I was just saying he had something happen that I'm not even going to get into. Just going to let him share the story when he returns.
Yeah.
Which we did early. Kind of the first thing we did yesterday morning was kind of break it down. But, realize that not everybody's listening at the same time, and not everybody probably, heard that, and ended up getting a message sent to us with the KISS FM mobile app. So here's what this one says. It says, I was in the shower this morning while Smith was talking about what happened to him. I only got the tail end of your story, and for some reason they put story in quotes.
Yes, as if they don't believe whatever it is I'm saying.
I got the tail end of your story, the quote marks. This inquiring grandma needs to know how you got hurt. In my opinion, you are accident prone when it comes to your face. And don't tell me you fell on the ice. Our ice is gone. There's a lot of great stuff in that message there.
Yes. Yes, apparently I am accident prone when it comes to my face because it's the second time I've blooded up my face in 1 month. As many will recall from earlier this month, I got punched on Higgins Bridge, and the story for that's on KissFM.com right now. And then, don't tell me you fell on the ice. There was no mention of the ice in the story at all.
It's great. It's a great message there.
Yes, but that inspired us to tell the story again. So, basically what happened is on Sunday, I was out hiking the M Trail. I was alone, just, wanted to do something active. Felt like I had been kind of inactive recently, and I hiked the M Trail before, figured it'd be no problem. Went, and about halfway up, I was getting kind of tired, which I chalked that up to like, well, it's the M Trail. That makes sense. It's very steep. So I stopped to rest on one of the benches, and then I was just sitting down, And then all of a sudden, I was just on the ground. I passed out, face planted onto the ground, and really did a number on my face. Blooded it up, had swollen lips. I had a couple of big gashes. So that there was a couple near me that helped me out, and I did not get their names. I saw them briefly, and I don't think I could even tell you what they looked like. Probably because I was seeing through blood at that time, but they helped me out, get back on the bench, and somebody else had passed by, and
just a couple sweet angels of mountainside assistance.
It's possible they weren't even there. It's possible I imagined them completely. So I was able to kind of get my bearings right after that, and I walked back down the M by myself. I was fine, but I was pretty messed up in the face, and so came home, and my girlfriend took me to the ER. And had to get a couple of stitches.
It's a pretty brutal picture that you sent me on Sunday.
It's pretty rough, yeah. It looks like there's a chunk of my face that's just missing.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
It's not good. So yeah, went to the ER and did the whole thing there, and had to get stitches for one kind of major cut. And there's one cut that was too big to get stitches. They're just we just got to let this heal. Which now we're a few days removed, and that's basically scabbed over now. It's a whole thing. It was a whole thing. I was in the ER for a few hours, and then afterwards I was well, I couldn't even do my radio show the next day. I mean, I think I probably would have just stayed home the next day anyway, just be I can't,
sure.
I'm not leaving the house for at least a day. But I couldn't do it for a couple of days just because my lips were so swollen. It was tough to talk.
Well, you got cut, you got a gash, you got stitches in your lip. I mean, and you don't realize how much that just limits you.
Exactly.
Until you aren't able to move your mouth.
Yeah, exactly. So, couldn't really do it for a couple of days, but was able to mostly recover. And so I still got, cuts and bruises all over my face right now, but it has gotten a lot better since the incident occurred on Sunday.
You expect us to believe that quote-unquote story? I love the fact that the message that they sent using the app. So basically, it sounds like they remember the story from a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
When you kind of there's the altercation, you got punched a couple times.
Yep.
Sounds like they remember that because it says, in my opinion, you're accident prone when it comes to your face. But the best part is that they must remember that story.
Yeah.
But didn't really even hear all of this story.
Right.
So basically judging you off being accident prone off the one time that happened before.
Yep.
And not really remember or knowing what happened this time.
Which is fair. It's weird that it happened twice in 1 month.
I wouldn't say passing out makes you accident prone. It's like you tripped and fell on your face.
Right, that's
or
true.
Dropped something or
yes, I am accident prone, but not for those reasons.
You didn't run into something. So I wouldn't even say an accident. You just you passed out. Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
But kind of a crazy thing. But good news is I got the stitches taken out today. After I leave here, I'll be heading to the hospital and getting that taken care of.
We replied to the message yesterday and said, hiking on the trail, passed out, some stitches, some gashes, but then the person replied, "Oh my gosh, you better stay inside. You better stay inside where you'll be safe."
Yes.
So I think that's what we need to do.
I think that is the plan. I'm never going outside ever again.
Put a perimeter. You can't go outside that perimeter. All right. So if you missed that story yesterday morning, that's why Mike was out on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, basically recouping and healing from some injuries.
And you think I felt bad? Imagine if my girlfriend felt the second time in 1 month me coming home with a bloody face.
Oh man, it's been a wild month of April for you.
Yes, it has. Sure. May can only improve, right?
Here's to hoping.
94.9 KISS FM. With the Nelsons, odds and ends on 94.9 KISS FM.
Yes, it is some odds and ends to your morning, and we talked about this back when it was set before, but now the world record for stacking M&Ms has fallen again. Already. It was back in October. The previous record of 6 M&Ms stacked on top of each other was set by a guy in Australia. But now, earlier this month, a guy in Iraq stacked 7 of them on top of each other. Guinness has video, and Guinness has confirmed it is now the tallest stack of M&Ms.
I don't know why it just tickles me so much that it's like the world record of 6.
I mean, it's really I think I tried to do it right.
Very difficult. I'll give you that.
When we did it the last time, or we talked about it, I think I tried to do it and I got maybe 2. After that, it's pretty tough.
Very tough.
Yeah.
I don't know why that cracks me up so much. It's like these ones are the big record fish caught 1 pound.
Yep.
All right. Story, it says California police recently arresting a high school teacher for teaching while she was drunk. Cops went to the classroom, questioned her about being intoxicated after a school administrator turned her in She denied consuming any alcohol. What are you guys talking about? Come on. I'm not drunk. Here, would you please take this test? Sure, I'll take that test. And you're 3 times the legal limit.
Well, there
you go. So a little trouble there. Not the wisest decision.
Definitely. Live Nation is selling $25 concert tickets in May for Concert Week. They're bringing it back, which is pretty cool. Starts May 4th, goes through May 10th or earlier if tickets sell out. But over 3,700 concerts available throughout the country. And most of those probably not in Missoula because Live Nation doesn't really do a lot of shows around here. Logjam kind of does most of the shows. But if you want to do a road trip for some stuff, I mean, artists include Brad Paisley, Shania Twain, Tim McGraw, and a lot more, too.
Love that. Story that says Academy Award winners live longer than unnominated stars. They studied over 2,000 actors, found that Academy Award winners have a life expectancy of 81. Unnominated actors and actresses, a life expectancy of 76 years.
Wow.
No pressure. No pressure if you're an actor.
But you can add 5 years to your life.
You're just going to live longer. No pressure. I mean, it's all about art. It's not about winning.
Of course. Speaking of, Benedict Cumberbatch was nominated for an Oscar this year, and he's got his new movie, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, coming out. He and his wife going to host a family of Ukrainian refugees. They haven't arrived yet, but they at least made it out of Ukraine. He's able to monitor their journey, working with a charity called Refugees at Home, which is a gateway to the government, and also offers wider support when needed for psychological trauma these people are suffering from. I just imagine being one of the refugees and being like, oh, I finally made it out of this horrible situation, and now I'm getting to the U.S., getting my freedom. Oh, it's Doctor Strange is the guy we're staying with?
Pretty cool, though.
It's wild, yeah.
Great that they're doing that. All right, a couple of things that happened on this date in history. This date in 1913, the zipper was patented.
All right.
This is an interesting one. 1976 on this day. I don't think I've ever heard about this. Bruce Springsteen climbed the fence at Graceland before security guards tossed him out. I'm pretty sure Bruce Springsteen could afford a ticket to Graceland.
Probably could. And what year was this?
Or he could have just been like, hey, it's me, Bruce Springsteen.
Yes.
Can I come in?
Right, because this was 76, you said,
yeah.
Right? This is the year after Born to Run came out. He was well known at this time.
Crazy. On this date in 1995, the longest sausage ever was created in Ontario, Canada.
We finally did it.
28.7 miles long. For what purpose do you think that was?
No idea.
And then finally on this day, I remember this day, 2015, a baseball game between the Baltimore Orioles and Chicago White Sox had no fans in attendance because of protests that were happening in Baltimore.
Really?
At that time, it was such a weird thing. Of course, then COVID hit, and it was happening all over.
Oh, yeah, and there were games with, a lot of
But it was the weirdest thing to, watch this game. It was, on ESPN, I think, or something. It was just so quiet. You could hear people. You could hear all the players talking. You could hear everything. It was just, it was so weird to see no fans in the stands. And then, like I said, of course, with COVID and everything, it just kind of became the norm for a while.
Right.
Birthdays today: Jerry Seinfeld. Hard to believe he's 68.
Wild.
And we already talked about it early this morning with our reason to play it again. But Willie Nelson, 89 today.
Man,
there you go. Some odds and ends for the morning with KYSS.
This part of Smith and Nelson in the Morning brought to you by Hunter Bay Coffee, Montana's premium gourmet coffee roaster.
I'm all about
Pulled from the KISS FM mobile app. This is What's Going On Around Town on 94.9 KISS FM.
Yes, it is. What's going on around town? And the Mom Prom is going to be happening in Missoula.
Mom Prom.
For those who don't know what the Mom Prom is, maybe we should explain it. The West Side Theater here in Missoula is hosting a Mom Prom, and it's a ladies' night dance at the West Side Theater. So basically, it's called the Mom Prom. You don't have to be a mom to attend. Just all ladies are welcome for a formal dance party. DJ Wizard Lizard will be on hand to keep you dancing. Plus, there'll be a cash bar.
Rhyming theme going on.
Yeah.
Mom Prom.
Mom Prom,
DJ
Wizard Lizard. Yeah, absolutely. So tickets for this, $35 at the door or $28 in advance, and they're available at the West Side Theater's website. It looks like a pretty cool thing. And then all proceeds benefit the West Side Theater in Missoula.
Just doesn't have a cool ring when it's everybody's welcome prom.
Right. I guess that's true. Yeah, Mom Prom just has a nicer sound to it. That's going to be on Saturday, May 14th, by the way.
All right, another story you'll find with our mobile app or KissFM.com. Missoula Food Bank, they just had their busiest month ever. Food Bank's been around for 40 years.
Wow.
And part of the story says in 23 days in March, they provided more than 12,000 services to about 4,300 households. 11 days, last month when they served more than 200 families, which is something they usually only see like 2 or 3 times a month.
Right.
They did it 11 times last month.
Man.
You can read some of the details here, but yeah, busiest month ever for the Missoula Food Bank.
Yeah, people are hurting. Missoula Food Bank really just doing an incredible service. Arts Missoula is bringing back their Arts and Culture Awards. They are returning for an in-person ceremony on Wednesday, June 1st at the Doubletree Hotel right here in Missoula, which these are another kind of thing that has just not been able to happen for the last 2-ish years thanks to COVID. And these awards honor individuals and organizations whose work in the arts and humanities have made a significant contribution to the community's quality of life.
So it's not so much that it's based on their artwork.
Well, I mean, part of it's for sure, but, I think it's supporters of the arts for sure also.
In the sense that it says a significant contribution to the quality of life.
That's true.
And Mayor Engen is one of the nominees.
That's also true.
I just pictured him like sitting there with his canvas, painting out a
he may
portrait,
be doing that.
night sky portrait.
He might be doing that in his spare time. We don't know.
When you hear the arts awards, makes you think like, here's the piece of pottery I created.
Right, yes. But, Engen is one of the honorees this year. He's getting the Cultural Ambassador Award. Bearbait Dance Company's Joy French getting the Individual Artist Award. And the UM's Director of Jazz Studies, Rob Tapper, getting the Arts Educator Award.
All right, coming up tomorrow, we've got the Prescription Drug Take-Back Day in Missoula. Missoula County Sheriff's Office is going to join a bunch of different sheriff's offices across the state of Montana, basically collecting any prescription drugs that may have in the cupboards.
Okay.
Haven't been used. You're trying to maybe find a way to dispose of them.
Get rid of those. That's one of those things that's kind of tough to get rid of sometimes.
And, you don't want kids kind of finding something they shouldn't. So doing the collection tomorrow, which is going to happen from 10 until 2, which I believe it's kind of over at the courthouse, the area. I don't know the specific spot you go.
Right.
If you want to poke around a little bit and follow a link from the story we have, you can do that and find out more with the Prescription Drug Take-Back Day tomorrow. All right, there you go. All those stories with your KISS FM mobile app or KISSFM.com as we take a look at what's going on around town for your morning with KISS.
Yep, this is your local country morning show. No bones about it. Smith and Nelson on 94.9 KISS FM. Newsworthy Nugget of the Day with Smith and Nelson on 94.9 KISS FM.
Brought to you by Farside Sign, Missoula's leading full-service sign and custom vehicle graphic shop. Farside Sign in the 2200 block of South Avenue West.
All right, we try to give you a little something every day that you could then take and pass on to others. Hopefully a little something you didn't already know.
Yeah, this is a kind of a cool thing that I knew because I have been obsessively studying the career of Jeff Goldblum. But did you know that Jeff Goldblum and Christopher Walken have been in 4 movies together, but have never been on screen at the same time? They've never shared a scene, despite the fact they've been in 4 movies together. The movies are Next Stop Greenwich Village, Annie Hall, The Sentinel, and Man of the Year.
Interesting.
And actually, they never even met until a couple of years ago. They randomly stopped next to each other at the same red light in Los Angeles. And that's how Jeff Goldblum and Christopher Walken, who have been in 4 movies together, met for the first time.
I just picture them having small talk at the light.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, good to meet you.
Yeah. Weren't you in that thing? Oh, yeah. I guess I was, huh? Weird.
Weren't you in that thing I was in? That's a pretty wild story there.
Yeah, weird celebrity encounter with another celebrity. Needs to or not, now you know.